Is there any particular ritual or thing that you suggest that they do in order, like a daily, let's say a daily task or something that...
There's a very basic example I'll give to young men, but what I'll cover first, I'll say, in the war room, I have no ritual or anything that I actually recommend to men. With younger men, especially the guys who aren't physical yet and they don't have the size and they don't have the money to go to the gym and they don't have the time to do the training. Obviously, Andrew sells his fitness training program, which is all well and good, but a good example I always used when I was younger was do push-ups during TV commercials.
Yeah.
Push-ups during TV commercials was my life hack. When I was young, I was broke. You know, I got to this size. I'm no bodybuilder, but I'm a very big guy. I'm about 240 pounds.
Yeah.
Watching TV is a very wasteful exercise.
Absolutely.
Every time the commercial comes on, do 50 push-ups. If you can't, do 25. Do 10 every time the commercial comes on.
Something.
Yeah, by the time the day's over, you've done 150 push-ups. You know, your arms feel pumped up, your pecs feel pumped up, and you've sat there and watched Star Trek or whatever it is, but it's now been a beneficial exercise.
Sure.
So that's the small life hack that I still do even now. If I ever find myself watching TV, I think this is such a waste of time.
Yeah.
I'm with my girlfriend, she's got Netflix on.
Yeah,
the episode's ended, 100 push-ups. Tristan, what are you doing? But you know, she doesn't argue with the end result. So
right, exactly.
Highly recommended.
It's funny you say that because people have this idea that you need a gym membership and you need to have all the fancy equipment. But even when I was in there, they had already taken weights out to where everything that we were doing was mainly calisthenic, and I had a bag of dirt that maybe weighed about 60 pounds that we do, you know, either back arm or various exercises with, right? So I mean, it wasn't any fancy equipment. It was just, you know, your body weight. Like you're lifting stones, even. I mean, silly stuff, you know, that you think, what's the use of this? Like you were talking about.
Yep, and it's very much mindset as well. My coach used to say, who isn't a big guy, but probably the toughest person I've ever met in my life. I'd never want to fight him. It would take 3 of me to beat him up. You know, he's about 5'7". He once said, "What are you all complaining about? If you want, you can get into perfect shape in an empty room by yourself." By yourself in an empty room. So all it takes is this, and you know that better than anyone because you essentially did that far more than anyone else on the planet has. No. And the important aspect of it is, I mean, keep in mind, I haven't been training for the last month. I do have an injury on my shoulder.
Right.
We could go into that. That's a very long story.
Yeah.
But it's all about just maintaining your general physicality. There are lots of people who become millionaires, I guess, like myself, who become financially successful. They party a lot, like I do.
Sure.
They like to enjoy a lot of expensive, fancy food in restaurants, like I do.
Yeah.
But if they lack that mental fortitude to actually go out there and do the training, they end up looking like shit.
Right.
And then it doesn't count for anything. If girls, you know, don't want to have sex with you, what's the point in having a Lamborghini and all the money?
Right.
So yeah, the maintaining your physicality is super, super important. It's what got me into fighting, and it's a big part of how I live now and who I am now. And I think it always will be. And I think all men should strive for a level of it at least.
Right.
And it just gives you this aura of respect that commands respect around women, around other men, and you just feel better. I'm walking through the park at night. A couple years ago, I was in Holland. I got lost, and I found myself walking down the path in a forest with a girl, in pitch blackness. It was a moonless night, and there was no street lamps. I'm walking through the forest. She goes, "Aren't you scared?" I said, "Why would I be scared?" She goes, "There might be someone in the woods who wants to attack us." And I said, I'm the predator.
Right.
If there's somebody in this forest right now who could attack and physically hurt somebody else, that's me.
Right.
So, you know, we're gonna be okay. I'm not worried." And she liked that.